welcome back to another episode on the DireWolf20 Aphelion server. My name is Wolfsjoy, and today we are getting ready to kill the Ender Dragon as a server. I think we have almost everybody here to kill the Ender Dragon. It's really exciting to kind of have everybody online at the same time, it being our first group activity and what have you. But before then, I figured I would give you a quick tour around and show you what I've done so far. The last week's been pretty busy at work. We had a very batch software update, so I've just kind of been working, or rather playing in my free time, but I haven't had a chance to record, so some stuff has changed. But let's take a look around. There we go, F5. So yeah. If you'll notice, I've put in a cactus farm. It's just using the Buildcraft obsidian pipes turned on. Anytime the cactuses will grow, they'll just be dumped into that chest. And actually, I haven't looked at this in quite a while. How full is it? Yeah, it's not bad. 5 stacks. Not bad at all. I've also put together I'm getting lag spikes. I've also put together a Steve's Cart 2 tree farm. If you take a look, my cart is here somewhere before it ran out of fuel. There it is. And he just runs on coal and runs around and kills cuts down all these trees. I was going to put in a auto charcoal like processing thing, but I haven't gotten a chance to. And if you take a look, I'll show you how much wood I've gotten from this thing, just having one inventory full of coal. Yeah, so 2300 birch, 818 spruce, 700 oak, 165 rowan, and 500 alder logs, which is more than I'll probably ever need, or at least won't need for a long time. And I know last time we were working on Witchery, and I needed to borrow eggs from Flash. Well, I put together a chicken pit, which has been generating a lot of eggs even with just those two. I did start out trying to breed them, but they would always try and escape and usually succeed. Go over here. I'm sorry about the video quality. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll have to fix it before we kill the dragon. But this is our Witchery circle. Now, it had some stuff. Unfortunately, we tried to fight the wither last night because we enabled more flight if you've killed the wither, and we tried to capture it in a Witchery impenetrable dome. Well, it kept it inside there until it blew up for the first time and destroyed the circle. Also, in the process of the fight, taking one of my altar blocks with it, which is going to be a pain to replace. But yeah, so once I get the other altar block, we'll kind of hop back into this. Since I have flight, I'm not sure what else I want to do with it. That was the main goal out of that mod, but I've already done enough work as is, so I might as well see what else it can do. That, and maybe I'll summon a demon or something, and we can do another group fight. But yeah, so I've kind of messing around with how the torches and how the things look. I put in a coal coke factory over here from Railcraft because I needed rails, and it replaced the vanilla recipe for some reason, so this was also kind of a pain. But I've got 14 buckets of creosote oil, so that should be enough to make whatever I need. I think one of the larger projects is going to be a Railcraft line from all of our bases to some central location, but that's still in the very early planning stages. Anyway, guys, that's enough for an intro here. I need to hop back on a Skype call. When I'm back, we will be fighting the Ender Dragon, and hopefully we won't die in the process. Yeah, talk to you guys soon. And we're back. Now, you'll have to forgive me, I'm not exactly sure where we left off at the last clip. It's been quite a few hours since then. A lot of it has been spent fighting unbearable server lag due to an unstable Mistcraft age. Pro tip of the day, don't use Mistcraft on multiplayer server. I'm not sure how people get it to work, but I can't. But moving on, I think we were working on putting together a mining turtle quarry. Well, so I've actually already done one quarry since then just to kind of test it out. I have a tree farm going, which I think maybe this episode will just be kind of going over some of the things I've set up and how to do that. That would probably be a good idea. So yeah, the mining turtles are using one of the built-in programs. It's the excavate program. I had it do excavate 20, which will do a 20 by 20 hole straight down to bedrock, and I was talking with some of the other guys on the server, since we can't use a quarry in Mistcraft World, they're like, well, what do we do? And I'm like, well, you can always quarry in the ocean, right? I mean, that doesn't mar up the landscape. Well, apparently the water falling causes a lot of a lot of lag issues too, so I'm just mining here in the desert. I've got a advanced mining turtle here. It was a gold one as opposed to a regular one. I thought it looked prettier. I also put a, if you see the side there, oh yes, his name's Castor, and my hammer's name is Pollux. But if you see on the side of the mining turtle here, it has a wireless modem, I think. Apparently there's some pretty cool stuff you can do with RedNet, so that's kind of what I've been working on here. He's been running for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so it goes pretty quick. Here I have a chunk loader. Currently it's keeping 25 blocks loaded because I kind of placed the quarry in an odd spot. Doing 9 chunks leaves out a corner. And as soon as that computer becomes unloaded, or the turtle becomes unloaded, he just stops. He won't mine anymore, and you have to go find him, which I don't want to do. But I'm the only one on the server right now, so I can keep 25 blocks loaded, and nobody should give me too many problems. That chunk loader, I'll pull up the recipe for it. Chunk loader's an enchantment tail gold and an ender pearl, so it's kind of pricey, but it's not too terrible. And then I have one of the ender chests that was more preferable using a regular ender chest. I'll show you what we're doing in the Nether hub here in a moment on how to assign colors to people, so that we don't have any overlap. It's actually an idea I picked up from the Primus crew on their mod sauce server, I believe. I thought it was pretty cool, so I figured we'd give it a shot. Alright, so yeah, everything in here, the turtle will mine until its inventory is full, which will be soon. Man, sorry, I mined 2,500 blocks. What was I gonna say? It'll mine until the inventory is full, and then just run it back up to the chest and shove everything in there. Now, if he runs out of fuel, he'll just kind of stop, so I'll have to grab him, but I have more flight now, so it's not as big an issue, and as soon as the Computer Craft website comes back up, I can use a more complex program, which is really how I wanted to showcase this, but, I mean, this is kind of a generic quarry, too. Alright, so I'm going to wander back to the house, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so I'm back at the house. I figured I'd walk you through my tree farm here. So, actually, I may have done this in an earlier clip, I'd really hate to repeat it, but just quickly, this is my cart. It has a basic woodcutter on it, a side chest, and just a coal engine, as well as a module, the exotic trees, that way I can plant, harvest, mod trees. I was using it for the rowan saplings and the alder saplings for Witchery, which I think we'll come back to a little bit earlier than we expected. In the next episode, I think I'm going to start working on that again. And it goes into this cargo manager. Now, typically what I'll do is I'll fill up. Actually, I can do this now. We just need to put a bunch of coal into the green slot, and it will. There we go. It will pick it up and keep going. Now, I ran a you'll have to forgive me, I lost my words there. I ran probably a week's worth of in-game time, putting like 1 inventory's worth of coal in, or like 16 coal, or however much I think it takes. And yeah, so right now I'm just harvesting oak trees for apples and wood. And if you want to take a look at my ME system, in the 2 days this has been running, a ton of wood. I had like 5,000, I ended up turning, oh wow, it's almost done with all the charcoal. I ended up turning a lot of it into charcoal. But yeah, so that is the tree farm. Now if we head over yon this way, this is my witchery circle. Now I really wish I had footage of this, and I wish I had been recording, but unfortunately I was not, or I don't believe I was. But, so one of the rights in Witchery, and I'll have to replace one of these altar blocks because they're really expensive, and the crafting recipes are a real pain in the butt. The only thing I could really say to do is use NEI and work through them. Everything's really unique. It takes a lot of small things, like these altar blocks take the Tear of the Goddess and the Tear of the Horned One plus two Rowan logs and 4 stone bricks. Like, it's just a bunch of weird stuff. So I think I'm gonna highlight some of the stuff you can actually do with it as opposed to the setting it up. It's pretty self-explanatory actually for the most part. So, but yeah, we had used a right which created an impenetrable dome within a 7x7 circle, which is this white outline here, and stuck it out in the desert somewhere. We turned that on, and I can run it forever. I had enough stuff, so it was just impenetrable to monsters. And then we put a wither inside it, thinking that would hold it, right, you know? Yeah, no, as soon as it spawned, it blew up the circle, and then that's where I got my next 7 deaths from. If you see, my death counts up to 21. Jack Warrior came back from being a week away, and his boss was swarmed by zombies, and he picked up like an extra 10 deaths too. So it's just, it hasn't been a kind day to us. So why don't I go ahead and make that altar block, and why don't we mess around with a little bit of witchery stuff, and we'll call it an episode. It'll be probably a short one, and I think I'm going to do some recording tomorrow after that quarry's finished. I should have some more materials, but I'm going to go get the altar block popped up, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, it is really late, and I've had so many problems with recording the last couple days. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully that's over with. It's kind of busy, and then half the recordings I took didn't come out right, so things haven't changed too much. I'll give you a quick look around. I'm sorry for the disjointed video this time around. I could have done a lot better job of that, but you know, 3 okay ones out of 4 and 1 bad one isn't too bad, I don't think. So I've released a new entity into the world, one that is not naturally found occurring. I have made 3 of them and then given one away to Stormy as a gift. And I'm currently working on turning it into my familiar. Let's kind of do a quick little panoramic of the house here. It's more or less finished. I was going to do it all the way to the top, but that's unnecessary. I hardly ever go upstairs anyway, like to the 2nd floor, so most of these floors are just decorative. Yeah. I still need to fix my smeltery. I am operating on like iron tools at best. I kind of hopped into Witchery and just didn't do anything else for a while. The cactus farm's still going. It's probably got almost a full chest, and I have kept my tree farm going just because it's nice to have an infinite supply of wood whenever you need it. You know, this is my first time really like trying to automate things as part of like playing on a server, so this is kind of all new to me, and it's nice. So I've got that one set up. I've got a couple other things I want to set up, but for now, this is the only kind of real automation. It's not even hooked up into the ME system. I've got this cactus farm, which is just kind of passive and fills up this chest. And then I've got a chicken pit over here that, well, I mean, hoppers and chickens and half slabs makes a full golden chest of stuff I'll probably never ever get all the way through. But I could probably put cows in there, but cows don't shed anything. Anyway, another time. So, we have upgraded our... Sorry, I have to find the path. We've upgraded our altar a little bit. I know it looks kind of weird now with all the trees, but so I was doing some research on the wiki, and this mod's like a lot bigger than I ever anticipated. But I was doing some research on the wiki, and you know, you've got these upgrades for the altar, like the wither skeleton, the candelabra, the filled chalice, which was a pain in the butt to make. All of it only finally got the altar up to like 2000 power. And if we take a look in the circle magic book, I need to stop pressing on machines. So for instance, let's just start here at the beginning, like 1000, okay, we can do that. 500, that's nothing. And then you get to page 6, and there's one that requires 8000. You know, I'm like, maybe there are just other upgrades I'm missing. Maybe I can put on a unfilled chalice and a skull, like a regular skeleton skull, and maybe that will, you know, get it up there. But that didn't even get it close. So I had to hop on the forums actually to figure out what was going on, and it seems that you need plants around the altar. And look, I'm at 6000. Without all the stuff, I was barely at like 2100, and this is just all the trees and plants. So this kind of predicates my decision to move to, well, rather not move, but let's start with this. My neighbors who joined me on the little canyon wall both fled to other places. One because he felt challenged by one of our new members on the server, Stormy. And they're having a build-off. It's kind of like a passive Cold War. The other guy just outgrew his redwood tree. I guess he wanted something bigger. So, yeah, all this real estate just kind of opened up right around me. I mean, this entire area, I just have to go through and remove their things, and the stuff I'll probably leave in the tree because that's handy. But, you know, some of the area out here could be really useful. I mean, the canyons are nice, but you can't do anything on the hardened dirt. But anyway, so back to what we were working on before my now 5-minute dissension into what's been going on the last day and a half and why the episode wasn't up. I need to catch you up on some Witchery stuff, so let's head over yonder. I don't even know if I have all the things for it, I'm just kind of hoping I do. Okay, well there are a couple things I need to show you how to make. So let me find the stuff here. This will work. We're gonna need a chest. Wow, it is really late. That is not how you make planks. Okay, so we have a chest. We're going to need our mutating sprig, and I really hope I got that on camera. If I didn't, I've kind of not done a lot of this to its justice, at least this portion of it anyway, which is unfortunate, but you know, we've got all the time in the world. We can revisit Witchery at some point and do a much better job of it. So we're going to need a mutating sprig, a chest, and some bone meal, which I don't know whether I have or not. But essentially the idea is, let me go see if I have bone meal, I guess. Okay, I do not. I do love being able to fly. It makes everything so much easier. I'm also going to try and not do this with any cuts in the video because there have already been like 4 within the first 15 minutes. So by far the most disjointed episode yet, but like I said, it's fine. It'll be okay. It's just a learning experience, I guess. And I have no bone meal. Well, that's fantastic. Okay. I guess we'll do a quick little jury rig and show you how it would look, but not necessarily how it would turn out. So, you need to make things called grasper plants. Okay. To make a grasper plant, you need a 1x1 source block of water with a chest directly above it. And then you surround the chest in alder saplings. I might actually have those. Hold on a second. God, such a maze in here now. I do have alder saplings. Well, I hope this works. This may not be the right thing, but at this point, oh. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so it's not actually alder saplings that go in there, it's tall grass. And I don't have any bone meal, so imagine there was tall grass like here, essentially where these oak saplings are. So that's it, there's nothing else required, it's just the chest and the 4 oak saplings. And then you take your mutating sprig and right click on the chest. And it will kick you out 4 of these plants, which are grasper plants. Now they're really handy in your circles because you don't have to drop items on the ground, you can give it to the plant. For instance, now it's holding an apple, or a safari that, you know, pick your poison. But that's how you make those. I've already made a batch up here actually, I've made a couple batches. Partially due to all of the recording that got missed. So I guess I'll put one there, and there, and there. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is our witchery circle. Now, if you'll notice, and I have to find them, I'm not sure where they went, I have created a new animal that doesn't spawn in vanilla Minecraft, if I can figure out where they went. I hope they didn't die. That would be very disappointing if they did, because then I would have to make more. And it was kind of a pain in the butt as is. Oh, okay, here's one. It's an owl. I'm gonna make this little guy. I've got this little guy. I'm gonna go through a couple of rites to turn him into a familiar, which essentially entails like summoning up a demon or two and just kind of shoving him in there. But that's the plan. It also requires 8,000 power, which if you see here, we have 6. So, yeah. Yeah, so what would be the episode time now? It'd be 13, 18, 20 minutes? You know what? Okay, we'll just have a short episode. In between, I'm going to move the altar to a more open location, and we'll start messing around with the interesting stuff in Witchery. I guess that's all for now. Once again, sorry about this episode. Thanks for hanging along. This will probably not be people's favorites, and we'll do some exciting stuff next time. Thanks, and later.